Tell us, Sergio, sum up your return to the Open? How much have you enjoyed it this week?
Yeah, I mean it's always amazing to be back here and play in front of these crowds and these kind of golf courses. I would love to play better, of course, but yeah, it's always a treat, and everybody knows that this is my favorite major. So it's always good to be back.
Maybe the last chance to impress the European captain, and you played really well today. So how was it as an audition for Ryder Cup?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him, but I don't think it's the last chance. To be totally honest, I think that there's still a good amount of weeks left, and at the end of the day, I just gotta do what I can. I gotta try to play the best I can, and and then we'll see what happens.
And the fact you're here suggests or proves that your form's been very good for the last year or so, hasn't it?
The last 2 years has been good. Obviously, a little bit of a dip after the Masters. Played nicely last week at Valderrama. I played nicely in Dallas. I just had a couple bad finishes in a couple of rounds, and then obviously played very nicely in Valderrama. Didn't really putt well at all, and still finished top 10. And then obviously this week, I felt like my game was on and off a little bit, and still managed to shoot three rounds on the par. Obviously, the conditions were quite nice yesterday and today, but I guess you still have to go out and do it.
Just really Ryder Cup again. Can you tell us how much you've spoken to Luke about it, and how much it would mean to you to get back into that team list?
Yeah, we've been talking, so there's no it's not a secret that we have been talking, and it would mean the world, to me to be there. Obviously, if I can help the team, that's my main goal. I've always said it. So, I think that I can bring things to the team that to any team that would probably need it. But but obviously at the end of the day, he's gotta make whatever he thinks is the best decision for him and his team, at the end of the day. So
you and Jon were so effective together in America. It's going to be the same sort of hostile environment. You've got experience of that. That would be invaluable, again, alongside Jon, who wants you there, doesn't he?
I mean, you would think so. Yeah, I mean, obviously Jon and I are good friends. We did well when we were playing in Whistling Straits. I was actually watching a couple of the videos on YouTube this week about some of our matches there. So we had a great time. I think that we gel nicely together. Obviously, it's easy to play with Jon because he's so good. So, but it's still a couple months to go, and I wish I have a crystal ball and I could see the future, but unfortunately I cannot.
Can I just ask you, just in the greater context, you've been assured by Luke that the decision is purely on golf in terms, and rather than any political considerations, if you follow?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's what he's told me, and it's just about how my game is and what I can bring, what I can add to the team. As simple as that.
Just to add to that, he said ahead of the PGA that he was going to prioritise experience in his picks over younger rookies. Have you had that same conversation with him? Has that given you a little bit of extra hope?
Well, I mean, we've had a few conversations. At the end of the day, yes, you obviously going into the US, going into New York, experience is always good, mostly because you're still going to have some rookies there, and I think those experienced guys have a great job to do there to make sure that those rookies know what they're getting into, even though Luke has been doing a great job of bringing a lot of information to the potential players that are going to be there. But at the end of the day, when you're out there on the course, it's nice to have one of those experienced guys to put their arm around you and make you feel like, don't worry, I got you. And when people are shouting at you and screaming and wishing you all the bad things that you can think of. It's easy to kind of kind of go get in like a little shell and kind of get smaller. I was very fortunate to play with Jesper in '99, obviously as a rookie in the U.S., and he made it. He made it so easy for me. Obviously, we played great, but he made it so much fun and so easy for me to really enjoy the moment and enjoy the Ryder Cup, even being away and you know, as tough as the crowds might be.
Regardless of what happens in September, is captaincy back on the table for you in the future?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's something that you know, it's. I don't want to think about it yet, but it's something that obviously it would be a nice thing to, a nice honor to have. But you know, I really don't want to think about that right now. You know, I got my mind in other things.
One more on today. What would you have shot with 14 clubs?
Sorry?
What would you have shot today with 14 clubs?
I started with 14. I don't know. Maybe I would have shot worse. You never know. So, yeah, it's.
Was that the fire in you again, and being frustrated that you haven't played even better this week?
To be totally honest, you know, the last 2.5, 3 months have been a little bit tough. The way I've played, and I've controlled myself very, very well. And to be totally honest, I didn't feel like I did that much on the second tee. Obviously, I didn't hit a good drive, and I kind of, I didn't like smack it straight down. I kind of like swiped it back, and I've done that 50 times, and I've never broken a club, and the shaft just snapped in half. I was actually surprised. I wasn't trying to break it, and I was actually surprised when I saw that, because usually if it breaks by the neck.
Yeah.
And it broke in the middle of the shaft. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the shaft had a little thing there that because I didn't feel like with what I did it should have broken. But you know, it's what it was, and then I got some good practice when I threw it.
You should have had a cricket bat.
Yeah, so you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Very well.
Start hitting sixes.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Sergio, it was a long time ago that you had success at Bethpage. Do you think that should factor into the decision at all?
Well, it was a long time ago because I haven't played in a long time. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it depends. That's obviously something nice to have. Like I've done really well there pretty much every time I've played there, I think. So, but I'm sure the course is going to play totally different than when we played the U.S. Open and the Barclays, I think it was. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how it plays. You know, usually the American team sets it up with not a lot of rough and kind of giving a lot more room to for their players to be able to kind of freewheel it a little bit. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how the course will play like that. Okay, thank you.